Hello, beautiful people. How are all of you doing today? Hi. Good morning. How do you do, chat? Chat, are you proud of me? I didn't forget. I did my ley lines yesterday. Let's do them today as well. Good job, lil buddy. Okay, that's... You say they reduce bloom recoil damage. What? Huh? I'll take a look at that in a second. Uh... But first and more importantly, let us obtain some heroes' wits. Breaking news! Popular Genshin streamer Zajef77 reportedly postponed possible Genshin guides and new content coming up for Silksong release. Okay. Surely I will play Silksong.
Strength is one of those things where you gotta use it or lose it. So, wanna train with me sometime? You asked for it! Stronger! Burn it down! Hi! Yeah! Heads up! Hi!
Alright. And just like that... 10. Ew. We got a low roll, chat. Low roll. I held. Fuck you. Nine. I mean, that's not a min roll, I guess. Like, we'll take 9. Why me? How I've missed you, why me?
Alright, let's finish this fast. Final warning! Stronger! Rise with the sun! Light of the blazing sun!
Light of the blazing sun. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Everyone's fucking yapping about it. We might as well take a look.
Videos are out, and I just hey guys, so the LAUMA early access videos are out, and I just noticed something I don't think anyone else has, and I legitimately think it changes everything to quote the great
28. $28, 757. $822.
M-Tashed. Do you guys notice something with the
No, that's 51. 7, yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
the gameplay? Let me show you again, this time with one of the old Nilu teams. Let me know if you guys notice anything weird going on. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, you guys probably didn't notice. So I just anything weird going on. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, you guys probably didn't notice. So I just made a video a few days ago talking about how much healing do you need in LAUMA Bloom teams, and if you're 12 damage. Now what I think, and they're taking 712 damage. Now what I think has happened, so you can see this player here is doing 39k bloom.
Yeah, that's
healing
without
builds. So you can see this
without LAUMA. It's 39,199 and 712. But yeah, so it's fucking 2%, bro.
This player here is doing 39k blooms.
That's
and
crazy.
they're taking 712 damage. Now what I think has happened is with the new patch 6.0 or Luna 1, whatever you want to call it, I think they might have actually nerfed recoil damage. So let me do the exact same team and setup that the other guy did. I'm going to be doing a bit more than 39k here. Look, wait, it's 41k. Look at that recoil damage. When I do 41k hits, I was taking 1,800 recoil damage.
Oh, wait, that's actually insane, by the way. That's, like, actually insane. It's 41,667. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's 2% instead of 5 now.
And that was with like 1k EM Kokomi. Now, if you do 41,000 damage, but like I said in my previous video, the recoil damage doesn't factor in crits, it doesn't factor in res. But if I do like 1,800 divided by the damage I was doing, about that, you can see it's about 4% of the damage I was dealing, I was taking. And if you remember in the Wikipedia, you take 5% recoil damage. Now, I've checked a lot of people's videos. Now, let's do it for this. 712 divided by 39199. 1.8%. Now, I have reasons to believe they halved the recoil damage taken, so it's actually 2.5%.
It's even lower than that. It's 2%. Because this is what they do against an enemy with Deepwood. So the pre-res multiplier damage is 35. Okay? Which is 2%. But not even 2.5.
And now let's just go to a LAUMA team. Now LAUMA probably has a lot more res shred. You have some crits going on, so that explains why it's even less. But the thing with these videos is, I don't know, is this explains why it's even less. LAUMA probably has a lot more.
Yeah. With LAUMA stuff, it's because of the added thingy. Right? When they did the same thing with without the LAUMA burst, it was 39k.
more res shred, you have some crits going on, so that explains why it's even less. But the thing with these videos is, I don't know, is this a beta bug or did they actually change it for 6.0? So I spent time watching other creators' videos just to make sure. You can see that I Win to Lose took 420 damage and he was dealing 1,933, I think. So that's closer to 2.5%. I think LAUMA has a small res shred, I think. But I've checked a lot of people's videos trying to ascertain, is this a bug or is this actually a buff? You know, why are the creators taking half the damage in the beta? And you know what, honestly, if this is just a bug, then it is what it is. But I think there is a chance that they're releasing a new Bloom character. They're testing Bloom teams again. And honestly, I think a lot of the beta testers and people testing were probably dying with their Bloom teams because Bloom teams are known to be very tricky to play and sometimes you might be dying. So if you think about it, people dying when they're testing LAUMA and Nilu, I think the developers might have just said, screw it, let's just nerf the recoil damage. And we'll just have to wait and see until release, but I have a good feeling about this. Now, how does this affect things? Well, my previous video...
Go me now, let's go! Huge. Alright, should we watch the Gacha Gamer LAUMA video? Fuck it, why not?
So, I got early access to LAUMA, and I feel like I'm going crazy here because last time I checked, she's based on Lithuania LAUMA, and I feel like I'm going crazy here because last time...
Bro, show this screenshot to someone in 3.0. I mean, bro, like, fucking hell, man. Oh, what's that? You triggered Hyperbloom once? You did 200k damage?
Time I checked, she's based on Lithuanian goddess LAUMA, but she looks, different from the way my home country Lithuania depicts her. Guess Hoyo decided to improve her looks. Anyway, besides the new facelift, LAUMA is also going to redefine how we look at Bloom teams because, boy oh boy, the upgrade is quite insane. Not only that, she's bringing back from the dead some off-meta units, and surprisingly enough, she's even good outside your typical Blooms and Hyper Blooms. However, LAUMA also introduces a new dilemma. The new Nodgrai moon sign mechanic can work both for and against her, and I think that's pretty intriguing, trying to find the balance when playing with one or two Nodgrai units of the team. But yeah, in this...
You can hear the accent when he says Nodgrai.
Intriguing, trying to find the balance when playing with one or two Nodgrai units of the team. But yeah, in this Constellation Zero LAUMA showcase video, I am going to cover all of these things I've just mentioned, plus I'll also showcase her damage potential, including the new...
Where is he from? Apparently Lithuania.
Nodgrai weapons, as well as all the builds I've tried out. Most importantly, I'll tell you exactly how much of an improvement LAUMA is to existing Bloom teams, and in which other comps she excels in. Okay, so first of all, this video contains footage from the creator experience server, which means content shown here is subject to change. Now before we get to her talents and damage showcase, I just want to quickly show you LAUMA's impact on Bloom-related reaction teams. For example, in this typical Hyper Bloom comp, without her, Hyper Bloom reactions on average hit for about 33,000 damage. Could be more, could be less, depending on the build, but once we put LAUMA in the team, now the Hyper Bloom hits for about 45,000 or so, when she's using a free-to-play weapon. And then, get this, thanks to her, the reactions can also score critical hits, and here, Hyper Bloom ends up dealing about 90,000 damage, resulting in over 2.7 times higher damage than you'd normally do. And then, if you use her signature catalyst, now the Hyper Bloom deals over 50k damage, and critical hit scores over 100,000 damage. Pretty crazy stuff. On average, it looks like she improves Hyper Bloom teams by about 30 to 50%, which is massive if you think about it. Same goes for Nilo Bloom teams. Average Bloom goes from 42k to 55k or more damage with LAUMA.
It should be more than that.
And then critical hits can even go upwards of 110,000 damage.
I guess he's only looking at the increase on your full EM Hydro unit, not on the blooms triggered by Nilo herself.
Safe to say, this is a very serious upgrade to these existing teams, and I'll talk about this a lot more once we get to the team section. But for now, let's take a look at how she actually works. Alright, so she can be built in many different ways, and currently, she'll be using the upcoming event weapon Aetherlight Spindle Loot, since it's a really strong free-to-play option. It provides energy recharge from the substat, which in most cases will matter for her when doing endgame content, while the passive gives a massive 200 elemental mastery boost when she uses her skill. And then, as for the artifacts set, she's equipped with the new Silken Moon Serenade set, with triple EM main stats. But you could go for ER Sands instead, or Critical Rate Goblet, but essentially, this new set gives 20% energy recharge from the 2-set bonus, and 60 or 120 elemental mastery for the whole team after dealing damage. The amount depends whether there's 1 or 2 Naudicra units in the team, and again, I'll talk about this more in the teams.
I mean, we can skip over this, honestly. What's that?
Alrighty, first order of business. Let's examine LAUMA's personal damage potential when she's in a fully built Hyperbloom team with all the relevant buffs active. We're going up against Knuckle Duckle, the new world boss, who is a pretty decent punching bag. With the loadout shown down below, LAUMA's overall damage contribution ends up about 500,000, but I am taking into account here the increased Hyperbloom damage from the Pale Hymn stacks. Without that, only her skill contributes to damage, and then it would be around 200k total. Also, keep in mind, this overall damage can wildly differ depending on how lucky you were with critical hyperblooms. It can easily grow into almost 1,000,000 damage contribution if the stars align, but we're looking at the most average outcome here. Now, surprisingly enough, her other 4-star weapon options like Sacrificial Fragments and Black Marrow Lantern end up contributing to about the same amount of damage. However, if using her signature, then the performance shoots up to about 20% overall improvement, which is quite big. It's also funny how some 5-star options like Nahida's or Sitlali's signature weapons are not much better than just 4-star weapons. But overall, LAUMA.
Also, chat, I've just realized something. Chat, what if there's a real chance that some of LAUMA's optimal setups don't use her hold E? Because I was thinking, right? The way you generate Pale Hymn for her burst is you get 18 from the burst itself, but you get another 18 from your hold E. But if you hold E before the burst, you get them at the same time, and you're not extending all 36, right? So what if you just delay your hold E and instead do it like 5-10 seconds after your burst to make sure that you have full uptime on your Pale Hymn? Maybe that's what you should do in some teams. Yeah, like that might be what you end up doing for Nefer. That's interesting.
LAUMA's personal contribution, especially if we count the increased reaction damage, is quite big, and no wonder she significantly boosts these teams. Still, there is one critical thing I want to point out. During the first rotation in places like Abyss or Stygian, even if LAUMA is the last one in the rotation, usually by the time she casts her hold skill, only 1 or 2 Verdant Dew will be obtained. So as a workaround,
full buff skill wait then ult? No, the other way around. Can you get more with Sac Frag? No.
Could start the rotation with tap skill, do all the stuff with others, and by the time you get to her, cast the burst, and hopefully by then...
Damn. There's a new icon for one of her buffs. That's crazy.
3 Verdant Dew will be obtained. If not, you can wait a little longer once it's full, and then use hold skill, since Pale Hymns will still be generated after it. But with that being said, let's talk about the team comps briefly. For Hyperbloom teams, she will always be an upgrade over any other single Dendro unit. And any teams you've played before, LAUMA can now be...
Okay, how the fuck do you end up with 45 crit rate, 176 crit damage on a triple EM build? On a character that doesn't ascend with crit? Bro, what? Did Yuza not see the pieces? No. Did he show them? I wasn't paying attention. At the start?
This new cancelled unit's new DPS sets different load counts are all attack utilize. Say that yearly skill is more intense. The skill this so any buff which means the skill it's a
Where?
so now this case
Back? Even earlier?
crazy looks being the trying to zero keyboard computer example in the weapon here time deals over stuff with 50 damage. Talk about this old weapon ether light she can be built in many since cases which boost serenity rate set with skill. And then as for the artifact set, she's equipped with the new Silken Moon Serenade set with triple EM main stats. But you could go for ER Sands and
Is that really 170 crit damage? How?
mastery boost when she uses her skill. And then as for the artifact set, she's equipped with
20,
the new Silken Moon
40,
Serenade set with triple
55,
EM main stats.
70,
But you could go for ER Sands and
85. Isn't she on Deepwood in this one? Ah, right, she is. Whatever. So why the fuck did you guys tell me? Oh, he showed the artifacts earlier. If the artifacts he shows, what was it? Wasn't the whatever
damage team basically
like. I don't know. Whatever.
or go than them. For example, you can use her in the classic Alhaitham, Xingqiu, and Cookie team comp, or go for a free-to-play variation such as Fischl, Xingqiu, and Sucrose. Or you can even dip into double Hydro with Yelan and Xingqiu. The world is your oyster. Any previous Hyperbloom team basically just gets upgraded with LAUMA. However, when it comes to new team comps, let's just say our Trice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal guy yet again keeps on winning. That's right, playing Nuvi along with Farina and Inefa is actually quite good. But remember, Hyperblooms no longer can cause a critical hit, and I would say this is the only case for Hyperbloom comps where running another Nodikrai unit makes sense, since while the reaction's potential damage decreases, LAUMA does gain other benefits, mostly to do with her personal DPS. If let's say you're using Black Marrow Lantern, and then the new Nodikrai artifact set, it will now give everyone 120 EM. Plus, her hold skill will hit for a much higher Lunar Bloom damage. Still, I'd say based on my own personal experience, it seems like running double Nodikrai units in Nilo Bloom teams also felt pretty good. And by that, of course, I mean Aino. Now, she's mostly there to help enable the Bloom reactions with her burst, while LAUMA's personal damage will be higher. However, because Nilo teams are a nightmare to calculate, ask any theory crafter and they'll say the same, the thing is, I found that Nilo, Nahida, LAUMA, and another Hydra unit like Kokomi felt the strongest. This is where the team's DPS truly skyrockets, and I'm talking about single target damage potential. Everyone knows that Nilo Bloom is best against multiple targets, but thanks to LAUMA, now it's also amazing against just big dumb bosses or enemies. Seriously, it shreds them like a paper. And yeah, you might.
Yeah, I will say, all right, the healing or the self damage buffs, right? They're not nerfs. The self damage was reduced, but that's a buff, right? Like when number go down, that doesn't mean nerf. Like when you decrease the cooldown of an ability, that's a buff. When you decrease the recoil damage of an ability, that's a buff. Anyways, self bloom damage got buffed, right? And so that means that not only can you build Kokomi full DM, but you can also just spend a lot more time on her, which is also going to increase your amount of blooms. Like, that's actually a really big buff.
Have noticed, Nahida is working together with LAUMA here. Well, at least for Nilo Bloom teams, they are perfect for each other. Due to so much Dendro application, usually it will be the Hydro unit dealing Bloom damage, and LAUMA's hold skill can reach some big numbers as well. Now, one problem that's always been present in Nilo Bloom teams was survivability. Due to Blooms causing recoil damage, without a healer in the team, it is possible in places like Abyss that the team will be wiped out. Sure, you can avoid most of damage with invincibility frames during something like burst animation or dashing, but For newer players, this could be a problem. And right now, Kokomi is kind of the best option to stay alive, but there's also good old Barbara. You'll just need to hug the enemies with her, or Nubile.
Yeah, honestly, I wonder if Barbara's just enough now. She actually might be. Barbara just outright might be enough. Cause like, bro, these are massive buffs. Massive buffs. Did something change? Yeah, they divided the recoil damage by 2.5. You take 40% of the recoil damage you used to. It is an insane change. Let's do some healing calcs, chat. So, Yao Yao, please. There's no point to do Yao Yao. We know Yao Yao's gonna be fine. Base HP, HP percent, flat HP, total HP, healing bonus. Single target. Percent, single target, flat. AoE, percent, AoE, flat. Healing per second, single target. Healing per second, AoE. We start with Kokomi. Kokomi! HP, healing bonus, right? Hmm. $13,471. Also, okay. HP percent. So this would be 46.6 times 2. Resonance. Substats. That's it. Healing bonus. She has 25. She has 35.9 the set bonus. And that's it. Single target percent is 7.5. Single target flat, 861. AoE percent, 1.37. AoE flat, 156. Okay, healing per second for single target is gonna be single target percent times total HP plus flat times 1 plus healing bonus divided by trigger interval, which is 2 seconds. Okay. Now for this, it's gonna be 10, 11. And how often do we get it? Let me open up GC Sim, look at how many Kokomi normal attacks we're doing in an average Nilo team. Be something like this one. And we do... Oh, we do charge attacks on this one. That's crazy. Okay, we're not looking at that. Let's look at this one then. Oh. No, that ain't it either. Maybe this one? Oh, they keep fucking including charge attacks. I don't want to see charge attack bullshit. No one's gonna use charge attacks. Be so honest with yourself. Whatever, man. We're just gonna assume you do fucking... $15 attacks during the burst duration, I guess. Whatever. Something like this. Okay, next EMEM healing bonus. You would just lose the two these. What the? Okay. And then EM, we lose this healing bonus. Right? So, percentage of default, and I think what I'll use as the default is EMEM healing bonus Kokomi. Because I think that's like the general recommendation. Right. Anyways, you now, if you go in a fully M build, you heal like 20% less than if you're EMEM healing bonus. But your damage, your incoming damage is now 40% of what it used to be. So there's no problem there. But now let's take a look at Barbara. Alright, this is what I wanted to do. Okay, this fucking stupid ass Barbara character. Oh, man. Why is her base HP fucking 9,000, man? What a pathetic character. Anyways. Don't have this, right? The tick is 6.8%, 783. The AoE is 1.28, 146. How often does her skill tick again? Is it 4 seconds? 5 seconds? I forgot.
Wish me luck.
I'm gonna kill her off real quick.
Oh, Barbara, go.
Sorry. This is necessary. What do you mean? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But this is necessary for this testing. Okay. So
I'll protect us.
the first is at 27. At 22. At 17. At 12. Damn. So it is 5 seconds. Fucking hell, bro. Yeah, and then this... It is full uptime, though. With the sack frag. So it is every 5 seconds. Anyways, this healing... is about 5. Oh, man. Oh, man. But the AoE healing is actually better, right? Because you have full uptime on your healing, whereas you don't on Kokomi. And you do about 1 attack per second. Oh, I need to look at town level 12, you're right. This is 8%. 985. 1.5. 184. But then this one, you get about 1 per second. Maybe even more, honestly. I don't want this to move sideways. Oopsie. Yeah. So the healing amount on the skill, like healing over time, is much lower. Right? If you're on the same build. Right? You're healing about 33%, about a third. But the healing on the normal attacks is higher, because it's pretty much the same healing, but it's full uptime. Also, this is without including the burst. And the burst... you probably use like every 2 rotations, maybe every 3 rotations. I think every 2 rotations is pretty reasonable. And also, if we're being completely honest, we also need to add the AoE healing to the single target healing, because you're also healing your active character by your AoE healing. So there we go. What the? Something doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's because I didn't do the... I see. There we go. And then without healing bonus. Okay, this is actually fucking insane, by the way. Just in terms of making up for the incoming bloom damage, post buff, full EM Barbara is as competent at it as pre-buff EM healing bonus Kokomi. And this was playable, right? The biggest issue with this was that because of the self-bloom damage, there would be moments when the self-bloom damage paired with incoming enemy damage kills you, so you kind of want to maybe to consider an HP main side just so that your on-fielder has enough HP to not get one shot. But just in terms of making up for the healing, a healing bonus circlet was enough. Which means that this will be enough now. Which is kind of crazy. And this is, again, this is without even looking at Barba's burst. Does she apply better Hydro? It's actually pretty similar. But the condition to apply it is different. The AoE is smaller, but it follows you around. It's not stationary. So in some situations it'll be better, in some situations it'll be worse. Bro, fuck me, man. Yeah, Bumpy, you're right. Fuck, dude. I do need to go put a pinned comment on my video. Let's go do that.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome.
Hi. Bloom got buffed! Oh my god, why am I lagging on YouTube? That's crazy. In the latest, or in the creator server that's been provided to content creators to record early access videos, recoil damage from Bloom is significantly lower. Lower. On live, Bloom self damage is 5% of Bloom outgoing damage. On the creator server, it's 2% instead. If this makes it to live, it will significantly change the value of each healer in Nilo teams. Most importantly, Kokomi won't care about building healing anymore. And even the weaker healers, like Barbara, will provide enough healing. This makes Kaveh a bit less important, since his... a bit less good, since his biggest upside is his very large amount of self-healing. Barbara still won't be very good at being an off-field healer, since her skill healing rate is pathetically low. But on-field Barbara actually has reasonable healing. Just make sure not to forget the sacrificial fragments. Okay. But yeah, this is a massive change. Honestly, I think that the biggest benefactor... No. Benefactor is person who provides benefits, not person who receives them. What's the right word? The biggest beneficiary. Thank you. The biggest beneficiary of this buff is Barbara. Because the reality is, pre-buff, Barbara's healing, even on a full healing build, right? It's less than a full EM build Kokomi, so it's gonna be kind of ass, and she's gonna have 0 EM, so it's not good, right? Now, on a full EM build, Barbara heals Barbara's healing versus self damage is the same as what Kokomi was pre-buff on EM healing bonus, which is insane. Like, it's so insane. Like, it's a massive Barbara buff. Like, it's a small buff to Kokomi because you'll feel a bit less bad about running full EM. But running full EM on Kokomi, it's not that insane of a difference. Whereas with Barbara, it actually just allows you to play her.
Armed and ready.
Would you recommend Nahida over Baiju and Kokomi Bloom now? Probably, yeah. Because the reduction of Bloom self-damage means you'll have a lot more flexibility in your rotations. It means you won't need to, like, strictly swap the characters to maximize your healing anymore. And if you don't need to swap the specific characters to maximize your healing and survive, you can afford to spend more time on Kokomi. And if you spend more time on Kokomi, you have more Hydro App. And if you have more Hydro App, then you want more Dendro App. And if you want more Dendro App, then Nahida matters. Resumed playing the game last year after a huge break. I don't have a single Dendro 5-star or any Dendro character built. Naturally, I haven't farmed for any of the Sumeru artifact sets because I came back during Spell 10. So don't have a single Bloom/Hyperloon team. Do you think I should pull LAUMA and build a team from scratch? I don't have Kokomi or Yelan for a Hydro application. You can. If you don't have Yelan, I don't think it's, like, all that important. At the end of the day, it's gonna depend on what they want to make. It's gonna depend on what Nefer does, right? Maybe you have enough primos to get both LAUMA and Nefer, in which case, I mean, we you should probably wait until we get Nefer leaks. Nefer leaks aside, just for the current LAUMA teams, if you don't have Yulon, you don't have Nilo, she's gonna have some good teams, but she's probably not your best option. Is Nilo C1 worth it? From the selector, yeah. It's not a constellation that's worth going for, like for primos, but it's very much worth getting the constellation if oh fuck. I didn't swap region. GG. It's very much worth getting the constellation from the selector if you play an elo team. You know, I should go through the fucking tutorial, like opening sequence thing, just so that if I do this again by accident, I don't have to alt F4, and I can just exit and come back. See, you're not playing Silk Song. Is that intended? Yes. I will not play Silk Song. Probably. I mean, I might play it, but I don't think even if I do play it, I don't think I'll play it on stream. Alright, chat. I need some helpers. Wait, who do I level today? Was I done with him? I wasn't. I needed to do this one more time. GG. First Nefer no bloom, now self-damage nerf, Nahida is so back. That is true, actually. Both of those changes are good for Nahida. Maybe she is Barak.
Rev the engine. Everybody stand. Light up the blazing sun. Flying kick. Justice o'clock. Rise with the sun. Justice o'clock.
I don't need to burst. I believe in you. We're gonna get 4 now, just so it can piss me off, right? No, okay. All right, who do we work on next? I don't want to do Kole. I would want to do Kole, but she's provided in the IT, so I don't want to. It's only the Dendro characters I can work on, right? Or Barbara. But I'd rather work on a Dendro character or on Barbara right now. I really don't want to farm Philanimo Mushrooms or the Oceanid, so fuck this Barbara character. Let's go do Yao Yao or some shit. Or Kave? I don't want to do this either. Let's do Yao Yao. Alright, but Bro was prepared. He's already got the Baiju out. That's crazy.
Ruins are all that remain to tell the story of the past. Full throttle! Burn it down! I'm going in! Justice o'clock!
Didn't kill it in time. GG. See.
Try and stop me!
Well, have fun. Wait, I need to make sure I don't. It doesn't matter if I get 4 unless I get 4 twice. No, this is just... they're just teasing me. They're just teasing me. Fuck, man. How much GPS do you think is going to be the random... or the new Hyperloom random input with LAUMA? It might be less than with Nahida, because random input with Nahida doesn't really get punished if you don't swap the Nahida for a while, because Nahida's skill duration is really long. LAUMA's skill duration is not nearly as long. So you're probably going to be much lower uptime on your stuff. But she might be better enough that it's still... that it's still an upgrade, but I'm not actually sure. Because, like, with Nahida, all you need to do is you need to swap back to, you need to swap back to Nahida at some point between, 5 seconds after your skill and 25 seconds after your skill. It's a 20-second window to not miss any uptime. With LAUMA, if you swap back 6 seconds after your skill isn't back off cooldown, so you can't refresh it. And so the window is now between 12 and 15. This is a much smaller window. You're almost guaranteed to miss it. And the question then becomes, by how much? Most likely, instead of fully random, you'd see much better results if you don't swap out of LAUMA if there's less than 3 second cooldown left on skill. You just wait until the skill is back up. But that's not fully random, so it's like, yeah. No. Oh, I didn't. I tried to click on the artifact, but I missed. It's ass. Alright, bet.
Let's light it up! Adventure time! Go in! Plastic surge! Fine!
Just need to make sure we don't pyro them. Alright, bet. Alright, come on. 4. Nope. Nope. We're just being fucking edged right now. Thank you very much for your help. Dum dum dum. Run. Alright. I forgot about this. Fuck. I think I might be an idiot, chat. There's a very real possibility.
Thank you for
I might not have bought my fragile yet on this one. I bought it, but I haven't used it for my transient. So we can just use it now. But we want to go in Leia. We want the enemy drops from Leia. Or Mondstadt. Do this. And I'm not gonna be an idiot, okay? We can't use it directly. We have to use it to restore resin and then use the resin. So we're gonna use it to restore resin.
rev the engine. Witness the power of Fuwa. Know my sword. Light it up.
Huge. 914, I'll take that. That's a slightly better than average roll.
Try and stop me. Rise with the sun. There you are, Incinerate! Incinerate! Yeah, burn it down!
Assassins shine longer.
Another 914, slightly better than average. As long as we don't get 8 here, this will be better than average.
Teamwork is strength.
Or spending today.
Wrath from the sky!
You're not gonna give me 8, right? I believe in you. This is gonna be a nice little 10. Nice! Let's go! Very nice.
Wow. Where did that come from?
Very nice. I'll be right back, chat. I'm back. Hello. All right, let's teapot it up, chat. Pot. Teapot. Hello. Whatever. What the fuck is this, man?
This realm
I just realized we're gonna need some more wood, aren't we? I forgot to go for the wood. Wait, I meant to click obtain all. Oh, never mind! Thank you, Kave, my goat! Holy fuck!
if you ever
Wait, did I not? I got it on main, not on this one? Ah, fuck me. GG. Why did I even get this? I don't have any of these characters. Am I an idiot? I think I am. What the fuck? How did I get here, man?
this realm is truly begin
Ew. We're so cooked.
if you ever have any
Ah, fuck. What now? Okay, you know what? Let's just go get our no fishing ahead, alright? We will get lucky, alright? The chest is gonna work. It's gonna spawn. Trust. Trust. It's gonna spawn. It's gonna spawn. It's gonna spawn. It's gonna spawn. Trust. Trust. You think Golomina can't be an upgrade for Scarf Team? I mean, I don't think that she can't, but I don't think she will be.
rev the engines.
Come on, chest! What does that chest even do? It gives me the recipe for the fence that I need to build, and I need 29 fences.
This realm is
So it's kind of annoying that I didn't get it.
if you ever have
Alright. It's for this fence, no fishing ahead. I mean, I might as well make these while I can. I don't know, Lud. I really feel like it now.
realm is
Oh.
if you ever
Should I just go buy these? What is it that I need from Master Lu? The Adventurer's Burden. The primos must be bad to do teapot gifts. It's not that the primos are bad, it's just that I'm gonna need to do these at some point anyways. And on this account, I actually care about min-maxing the primos. We will achievement hunt once we're done with most of the exploration. Oh, fuck me. Hello, Goth. It's time to spend a lot of Mora. Ah! 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 I don't remember where he is exactly. We'll find him. I think he's over here, right? Yeah, he is. Fucking 175k Mora down the drain. Fine. Fine, that's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
This realm is. If you ever.
How cooked has this been, by the way? We can make 1, 2, 3 of these, right? We can get 4 of these. So we recover 80k Mora. So it's only minus 95k. And it's plus 80 primo. So it's worth it. It's worth it. Right? It's the equivalent of the reverse of doing a resin refresh, like doing a primo refresh for a Mora ley line. Because I'm converting like 90k, which is 1.5. No, it's even better actually. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I can do this, add to queued list. Even if I can't make all of them, I can at least put them in the queue. Just so I can fill out my queue. Yeah. Oh, I need more white iron chunks, man. Cooked. Anyways. Let's grab our trust rank. Make sure, yeah. And then, is there a furnishing set that we've finished that we haven't claimed yet? So this is claimed, 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 claimed, this is not finished, this is claimed, this can't be claimed. No, there isn't. Alright. Indoors? No, I haven't done the indoors ones. Okay. I guess now we can teapot it up on the main account as well. Real quick. You gotten the primos for max amount of TCG level? No, I haven't. I'll get around to that at some point, probably. But I don't think I care enough about TCG to learn the meta. I'll probably just net deck it. Look out for yourself.
This realm.
Can I make more? I can't. GG. Fine though. I can still fill out my queue because I can make 10 exactly. No fishing ahead! Yeah, whatever. Friendship level 2 Stethos. I go.
If you ever
I'm too lazy to place them down and shit. Alright. Where do we spend the rest of our resin on this account? I don't think I want to use it up, actually. Because I'm gonna need to condense before the patch. And I keep putting it off, so I might as well just do that today. I'll do the other one in 15 minutes. Alright, and while we wait for that, let's look at some more potential Nefer stuff. If you look at the potential of Proto Amber plus Singto as healing in a Nilo team, it won't be enough. Most of that sort of healing is AoE, not single target, and most of your damage is going to happen on one character, not on all of them, so the value of the healing is a lot worse than it sounds. Okay. I think it might be time to get rid of this abomination. I don't think any of these sheets needs to be saved. Yeah. Yeah. Time to don't save. Alright. Let's open a new one instead. Sheet 1. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Updates available. Meh. Later. Okay, so. There's a few things we need to have as baseline stuff for Nefer, right? Um, Nefer is gonna be ass. I hope not. I want her to be alright. I hope her teams are at like 110k in premium. Kind of like Flynn's. So, number of blooms, number of dues, number of hymns, is probably the main things that'll matter. Motion value per bloom. Instead of blooms, motion value per stack, motion value per dew, and damage him. This will be like 1300 times 377.8. Times the crit multiplier. Oh, okay. This will be lower. Okay. So, I'll put it later. Nefer, LAUMA, Nahida, Singto. For now, we just take a look at this. On a 24-second rotation, that does 2 LAUMA E's, 1 Nahida E, 1 Nahida Q. What's the Nahida Q duration with 1 Hydro again?
There's a lot that goes.
Oh, fuck me. It's +6 at level 10, and the base duration is 15, so 21. So it's basically full uptime. As long as you don't do it first, it shouldn't be a problem. What do you want to use Singto with Nefer if Yelan would generate more blooms with less Dendro? What makes you say Yelan would generate more blooms with less Dendro? Exactly. Doesn't Singto overtake the aura? Through triple Dendro? Probably not. You might end up with a Hydro Aura every once in a while. But... Because you have Nahida. Nahida's 1.5U. So you need to apply Hydro 4 times in a row. Between Dendro applications. To overtake the aura. But even if you do, that's fine, because then you can just apply Dendro twice in a row. And that 4th... Okay, so in a team that has a lot more Dendro than it has Hydro, right? You will get 1 bloom per Hydro app at most. And all you want to do is you want to make sure that you never miss out on blooms for your Dendro apps. Or for your Hydro apps. Because you have a lot more Dendro than Hydro, so the Dendro app won't be the problem. You'll be gated by your Hydro. But since you need to go through 1.5U, you need to go through 1.5U of Dendro. And so, Hydro app number 1, Hydro app number 2, Hydro app number 3, you'll get a bloom on each of them. Then if you apply another Hydro before you reapply Dendro, oh no, cooked. We end up with a Hydro Aura. But is that actually a problem? No, because you can just apply Dendro before the next Hydro. And you still get your bloom from this Hydro app. And because you have more Dendro than Hydro, you'll end up with another Dendro before the next Hydro anyways. And so the only way that this can make you lose bloom count is if you end up applying Hydro 5 times in between your Dendro apps, which isn't fucking happening, even with Sing So. Like, he is the GOAT, but let's not take it too far, okay? Like, let's take a fucking step back for a second. Anyways. Four times already, never happening. It can happen. Like, when all your Dendro stuff is on ICD, you can end up getting 2 waves in a row between apps. And that's, if one of the waves is wave 6, or wave 3, right? The one that has 5 hits, that's 2 apps. The other wave, that's 3 apps. And then your orbitals, that's 4 apps. But getting 5 is just not gonna happen. Anyways. How good is LAUMA CON in that team since there's no healer? You don't have self-damage, so it's not necessary. But it's nice for comfort, right? Kind of like the equivalent of using Kuki instead of Raiden in a Hyperloom team. But you can also just use Baiju, and it's not that much worse than Nahida. Anyways, we can probably assume more than 1 bloom per second on this team. Over a 24-second rotation, it's probably like maybe up to 30 blooms. Right, because you get 1 from each wave, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get at least 15. 2 on every 3rd wave, so that's another +5, so that's 20. 2 from your skill, that's 22. And then orbitals. And orbitals will hit more than twice. I think we'll assume 28. 6 orbital hits over a 24-second duration. That's 1 every 4 seconds. That's pretty conservative. I think that's fine. Okay. Base, attack percent, flat attack, total attack. Do we care about HP? Not really. PM. EM multiplier Lunar Bloom, EM multiplier Red, because we'll also look at some official teams. Of course. What else? We need damage percent. 1 damage percent, 2, crit value, crit multiplier 1, crit multiplier 2. Isn't Nahida a DPS loss over Yelan in this file? Probably not. You probably end up with more blooms with Nahida than with Yelan. And Nahida's a massive EM buff for Nefer, which is also pretty nice. And Nahida's a massive amount of energy for Nefer, which is also probably pretty nice, unless her burst is ass. Anyways, anything else here? You have Nefer calcs already? No. I'm gonna build a sheet. Effective attack 1, 2, 3. We'll make 5 lines for it, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So, for now, let's take a look at a few things. So when you look at Flynn's and Inefa, right, their base stats are very similar. Close this, and let me make some room in my tabs. Okay. And so I think it's pretty reasonable to assume that Nefer's base stats are going to be similar to LAUMA's. I think we'll assume that she has the 200 EM base, but instead of EM Ascension, it's Crit Ascension. Although I think either is possible. Anyways, she's at 255, so let's assume that Nefer is at like 275 base. And we would probably use Black Marrow. Plus 454. Attack percent is going to be like 10%. You got no attack buffs in the team. EM. So, we assume that we have 200 base. Then what? 221 from Black Marrow. 187 times 2 from main stats. Then what? 80 from artifact set bonus. 80 from substats? No. 100 from substats. 80 from resonance. 120 from the set. The 4-piece support set. Anything else? Nahida. And then I think we can also, well, for now we're just gonna assume that it's very similar, and you end up with like kind of just a slightly improved version of the Ascension effect on the carry. So her Ascension is damage percent. That might be a little sus though. I don't think that would be what we get. Anyways, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just assume you get 40 CV from her Ascension passive too. Why not? Anyways, EM Lunar Bloom 1.28 times 6 times EM divided by 2000 plus EM plus 1 plus Black Marrow DI Resonance. And then maybe we could also assume that she has an effect like this one with a chill little 20%. And then 20% from the set bonuses brings us to this. Hello Arnold, how do you do? Thank you for the Prime 22JYO. Damage percent would be like nothing, straight up. Crit value. We assume crit ascension. We assume main stat. We assume substats. We assume LAUMA buff. We assume non-cry set bonus. And we'll assume that she gets the same buff as LAUMA's buff. Oh, this is wrong. Let's do 4. There we go. Okay. So effective attack 1 would be like normal motion value. Will be total attack times 1 plus damage percent times crit multiplier 2. And then effective attack 2 would be the EM multiplier for Lunar Bloom. Yeah. Okay. Motion value 1 would probably be just normal ass catalyst attacks. Maybe a bit better than these, but like, let's say 80% per attack on a 3-hit string or a 4-hit string. So about 240, and let's say we do 8 strings. Sure. And then Lunar Bloom damage would be, well, we don't know yet. So we would need to make some assumptions here. What should we assume? What sort of assumptions do we want to be working with? I did kind of like the idea of 80% motion value per stack, 160 per do. I think that's a pretty reasonable starting point. And then amount of hymns, I have no idea. It could be a few, like, this is something that Vomfy said when I was in his chat yesterday. It's very possible that Nefer ends up having a multi-hit on her skill, right? It's very possible that it's like a certain amount of damage based on the amount of Verdant Dew, and then for each stack, right, each blue move triggered, it does an additional smaller hit. And if it works like that, then it would increase the amount of Pale Hymn stacks that are getting used from Llama's Burst. Right? If it's a multi-hit, it'll work like... It'll work well with Llama's Burst, and if it's not a multi-hit, it won't work well with Llama's Burst. I think I'll assume that it is a multi-hit, but capped at 2. Two per do. I think that's a pretty reasonable assumption. So these are like the big question marks right now. Right, these are the things that were the biggest assumptions we're making. Are these things? Motion value per stack times blues plus motion value blues. And then we also need the Llama's EM times our crit multiplier. And this will be 377.8 times the amount of hymns. Yeah. Okay, and then Llama's stats. Base attack. 255. Attack percent. EM. So, weapon 200. Main stats, triple EM. No 2-piece set bonus. This was substats. Yeah. Actually, probably more. 120. This was resonance. Yeah. This is a set bonus. Yeah. Nahida. No. We don't have this. And this. Yeah. Damage percent is going to be 32 from her Ascension, and who's on what? Llama on Nog. So we need Deepwood, we need the Nogcry support set, and then we want something else, but I don't know what the something else should be. Instructor. It could be Instructor. But I don't know about how good your uptime is going to be on Instructor. It probably won't be very good. Cinder City, that will be very bad. Normal damage set. Maybe. Night Sky. Yeah, we could have double Night Sky, but I don't know if you even want a LAUMA hold E in this team. You kind of don't, I think. Love this song. It is a banger song, yeah. We are... Chat, should we do a karaoke intermission? It's a really fun song to sing. Been a while. Seconds march into the past. The moments pass. And just like that, they're gone. The river always finds the sea so helplessly, like you find me. We are paper boats floating on a stream, and it would seem we'll never be apart. I will always find you, like it's written in the stars. You can run, but you can't hide. Try. Oops, I forgot it goes down on that one. My bad. That silent guide is calling from inside. Pull me here and push me there. It's everywhere, hanging in the air. We are magnets pulling from different poles, with no control. We'll never be apart. I will always find you, like it's written in the stars. You can run, but you can't hide. Try. Oh no, wrong one. Fuck! No, it was the wrong one. It's been too long since I sang it, man. GG. GG. Whatever. Also, chat, useful tip if you like singing, don't sing right after having coffee. Coffee is a inflammatory substance for your throat. I will always, always find you. I will always find you, like it's written in the It's fun to sing, but it had been a while. Can you sing another Darren Korb song? Sure. Should we do one with a male voice or a female voice? Okay, I am so down to do one of the Hades ones. But they're hard. They're hard to sing. They are hard to sing. I want the Hades 2 ones. I mean, they're really fun to sing. Come, oh sailors, hear my music echoing through sea and cove. Bring your hull in to my harbor, down in the teeming wrecks below. Down, down, king of bones with a coral crown. Drown, drown, save your breath, 'cause tonight you're gonna drown. Gods and witches cannot tame me. Curses are my endless muse. All who hear me, prince or pauper, this shall be their final cruise. Down, down, king of bones with a coral crown. Drown, drown, save your breath, 'cause tonight you're gonna drown. To me, my tasty morsels, always room for more, more, Make yourself at home, my darling. Take a dip and stay a while. Down, down, king of bones with a coral crown. Drown, drown, save your breath, 'cause tonight you're gonna drown. My voice is dead. I can't do this one. It's good. It's too high. The coffee, yeah. It's the coffee's fault, man. We can do a couple more. I'm done. Um. Hmm. Hmm. Well, we could sing this one in honor of Silk Song. Okay, that's enough of that. What's something that's fun to sing but will be doable even though my throat is a little fucked right now? This one's not difficult because of the melody. It's just the lyrics. How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire, leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher? Yo, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant. You know in love who's unafraid to step in. He's constantly confusing, confounding the British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman! I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats red as the blood stains. And I'm never gonna stop until I'm making drop and burn them scatter their remains. Watch me engaging them, escaping them, enraging them. I go to France for more funds. I come back with more guns and ships, and so the balance shifts. We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts. We can end this war at Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but for this to succeed, there's someone else we need. So he knows what to do in a trench, attenuative and fluent in French. Sir, you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do on the bench? No one has more resilience as matches my practical, tactical brilliance. You ought to fight for your land back. I need my right-hand man back. Yeah, get your right-hand man back. You know you gotta get your right-hand man back. You gotta put some thought to the letter, but the sooner the better to get your right-hand man back. Alexander Hamilton. Troops are waiting in the field for you. If you join us right now, together we can turn the tide. Oh, Alexander Hamilton. I have soldiers that will yield for you. If we manage to get this right, they'll surrender by early light. The world will never be the same. Alexander. Whew. That one's also pretty fun to sing. Something from Skeletor? I'm down. This one's probably the most fun to sing from Skeletor. There is something inside me, and they don't know if there is a cure. Demonic possession, unlike any before. It's a sickening heartache, and it's slowly tormenting my soul. I've invested my prayers into making me whole. I should have known not to give in. I should have known not to give in. Blasphemy, heresy, save me from the monster that is eating me. I'm victimized. Blasphemy, heresy, save me from the bottom of my heart. I know I'm satanized. I'm satanized. I'm satanized. Nuestra amblum est spiritus sancti, qui in vobis descam, in habitis adeunt. Through a life of devotion, I've been quelling my urges to burst. I've been fighting the notion to my love be coerced. I should have known not to give in. I should have known not to give in. Blasphemy, heresy, save me from the monster that is eating me. I'm paralyzed. Blasphemy, heresy, save me from the bottom of my heart. I know I'm satanized. I'm satanized. I'm satanized. This one's a really good one. I really like it. Like a deadly affliction that is twisting and bending my core. I have begged God for the remedy, but I'm no longer sure. I should have known not to give in. I should have known not to give in. Blasphemy, heresy, save me from the monster that is eating me. I'm laicized. Blasphemy, heresy, save me from the bottom of my heart. I know I'm satanized from the bottom of my heart. I know I'm satanized from the bottom of my heart. I know I'm satanized. I'm satanized. I'm satanized. What the hell does laicized mean? It's like made to stop believing. Turned into an atheist, basically. Last one? No, that's that. That's enough of that. But let's do our stall, and then we get back to Nefer stuff. So this is gonna be our 20-day streak. Stare. Pound. Ooh. Do we zilch? No. We blend. Okay. I'm the goat. Okay. I'm the goat. Okay. Alright, bet. Sick, dude. Loose item at the bottom of the fast food bag. Close? I feel like it's not Metro. Oh, that's not how you write close. Wait. I don't want to talk about it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Floor. Floor. I'm like 100% sure it's not Metro. Cause this has got to be Fry. This is Banff. DFF. Ferry. Okay. It works, I guess. That was acceptable. No one talking about the so. Okay, just shut the fuck up. Do not bring it up ever again. Just no. I refuse. It didn't happen. You're lying. Catalyst, Sumeru, not Dendro, released after Naida. I'm drawing a blank. I'll just go through the characters. Wanderer. Yeah. I would like to catch a snowflake, but once you have them in the palm of your hand, they melt away all the more quickly. I don't know who this is, chat. I don't know. We're gonna need to listen to it.
I would like to catch a snowflake, but once you have them in the palm of your hand, they melt away all the more quickly.
I have no fucking clue who this is. We're gonna guess a random chat. How much is our streak right now? 29. That's probably gone, huh? GG. It was Sarah. Yeah, I don't know. Daniel. Listen, okay? The quote, no, I'm not the greatest, but for this shit, I'm real good. I'm real good at this one, okay? How? I mean, it's pretty recognizable. This sort of icon is old. If they release Ganyu nowadays, this is the icon that gets crit on Frostflake, right? They'd have a bow on top of the crit icon. This is just the crit icon. They only do that on old characters. Anyways. Recent character not from Emphorius. Okay. Let's try Archer. Oh, I'm the goat. A patient's medicine doesn't just reveal their illness, it also offers a window into their desires and needs. I don't know, it's one of the doctors, but... That's... Okay, this kind of feels like Trailblazer, but there's no shot it's Trailblazer. This looks very, very, very Lofu. Who would have this? Lofu. I don't know. I mean, I'll try Trailblazer, but I don't think it's that, yeah. Maybe... Yeah, okay. It looks like an ice crystal, kind of. And it's got Lofu vibes. That makes sense. Alright, but a pickaxe. Thanks. Nice. Is it a bende? No. Is it an elende? No. Ice. Old. Sokaku. That. Let's do the spell check. I'm not a robot, I promise. A robot wouldn't make... A robot wouldn't fucking typo Glizzo.
Impolite. A adjective meaning not polite, rude. Hydra. A noun. Speak. A verb meaning to utter words. Deer. A noun meaning any of various slender-legged, even-toed ruminants. Contraction. A noun meaning the action or process of. Illustrious. A adjective meaning notably or brilliant. Sarcophagus. A noun meaning a stone coffin. Luminance. A noun meaning the quality or state of being luminous. Luminance. Mournful. A adjective meaning expressing. Propinquity. A noun meaning nearness of blood, kinship. Propinquite originates from Latin propinquitat, meaning kinship or proximity. Propinquity. Hebdomadal. A adjective meaning weekly. Hebdomadal. A adjective meaning weekly. Hebdomadal. A.
I'm not... It's so vague. Is it hebdomadal that they're saying? I know the word in French for this. In French, it's hebdomadaire. But...
Hebdomadal. A adjective.
That sounds like an L. So... Okay, bet.
Surcease. A verb meaning to desist from action. Also, to come to an end. Cease. The word comes from Middle. Surcease. A verb meaning to desist from action. Also.
Okay, I think it's just the TTS tweaking and it's just cease. It's not. GG.
Milieu. A noun meaning the physical or social. Embouchure. A noun meaning the position and use of the lips, tongue, and teeth in playing a wind instrument. Derived from. Adrenergic. A adjective meaning liberating, activated by or involving adrenaline or a substance like adrenaline. Adrenergic. A adjective meaning liberating, act.
Okay. Luminance? I'm an idiot. Okay, surcease is an actual word, I guess. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Play 23 words. What is that? 23 words. Find a word using all the letters before time runs out. I'm not sure what that means. What am I supposed to do? Like, write a word? Oh, I see. Basis. Funk. Not sure. No, notch. Fakes. Foul. Mixer. Cabin. Mount. Speed. Gallon. Indeed. I don't know. This one's getting me. That's too many letters. My brain isn't processing this. Regard. caret. And no. Downed. I think that's the one that gets me here. GG. What was it? Rotate. Oh, that makes sense. This is a good one. I like it, but I also don't like it because it kind of feels stressful because you have it. There's a timer. I don't think we'll add it to our rotation, but it's a fun one every once in a while. Ooh, interesting one. This is a 90, right? 90 is, ooh, no. Wait. 90 is like here. That's really close to 90. It kind of doesn't look like it's close. But like, I'm gonna guess 83. 82? 81? Yeah. Okay, not bad though. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Let's do the any guesser now. Do the new stall pips. What is pips? Pips. So this has to add up to 10. It's gotta be 5, 5. Right? There's no 4s. This has to be 9, so it's this. This is 9, this is... Oh. There we go. Okay, I understand how this works now. Okay, so all of these are equal. Probably 10, because there's a lot of 5s. That's 3, so we need 7 here. Can we get 7? No, we can't. GG. What can we get? We can get 5. So... what's this? Go? Wait, what? That's 10? That's 10. What? But this is 10. I'm confused. This is 10, this is 10, this is 10. I don't get it. Am I not understanding something? Red dots? What the fuck is a... what? Equal means identical? But how... no. What? I don't get it. Blank and 3 must be equal to the rest. What? I don't get it. Identical within the same color. Huh? What do you mean by that? Okay, I think I just don't understand the rules here, because What is the equal sign? What is it supposed to mean? Dots in this region are... Oh! I see. That's kind of cringe. What? Oh. I understand, though. I thought that all the equal signs had to be equal together. But it was actually just that each individual equal is a section that is filled with the same number. I understand. Okay. So this is 0. This is greater than 1. 24. I feel like that's the big hint. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's 24. There's not a single domino that's 9. Well, that's kind of cooked, huh? Yeah, that is kind of cooked. And this is 0. Yeah. And we need a 5 of some kind here. Then we need 5 with a really low number here. Can we make 3 here? No, but that's fine. We'll figure it out later, probably with some of these. No, because this needs to be empty. Okay. So it's probably this. Then 2, 4. Then 4, 0. Then 4, 1. Then not entirely. Okay, this one has to be 0, so it's this. This 2 is like potentially wrong. I could always change it. 4, 3. 5, 3. 0. There we go. Alright. That wasn't too hard. That wasn't too hard. That's a fun one. I like it. I like it. I like it. I think we will add that one to the rotation. Is that Tanya? I think so, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah. Okay, I don't know what this is. GG. Blood plus. GG. What the fuck is that, bro? What the fuck is that, bro? That's old as shit, man. GG. Not a good start. Fuck, man. I know he has a name, but I don't remember what the name is, man. That's the... Is that the Death Note guy? It is, right? I remember the other one. It's Nier, but this one I don't remember. Mellow, I think. Yeah, I think. I don't remember his name, and I don't know who this is. Yeah, bet. Hinata. Right, that makes sense. What an ugly motherfucker. That's gotta be Tokyo Revengers. Oh, man. Yep. Yup. That's how it is. That's an isekai equal no. What's the name of that one? Fuck. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. I don't remember her name though. That's like you're asking for too much. Yeah, okay. Like okay. Sure, man. Yeah. Isekai equal no. Baki! Manga recent. Better than Baki. Fantasy. Older than Frieren. Not adventure. Fantasy not adventure is kind of interesting. Solo leveling? You think solo leveling would be tagged fantasy? I don't know if they tag urban fantasy as fantasy. Also, isn't it 2023 as well? Because they won anime of the year and people were pissed that Frieren didn't win. So they have to be the same year, no? And also that's true. It's not from manga. It'd be web novel. Which Hat Atelier? Is that animated? Not an anime yet. Yeah. What is bro yapping about? All right, Ty, I need a. You know what? It's probably a fucking romance fantasy, isn't it? Actually, no. Hmm. 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 Okay. GG. It's not a romance fantasy. That's crazy. From 2019. Demon Slayer? That would be adventure for sure, no? It's not. But it's also not Demon Slayer. So it's action fantasy, but not adventure. Bro, I don't know, man. It's Fire Force? You know what? Fire Force doesn't have a plot, so you're right. It probably isn't adventure. Dude, you're so right, by the way. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Genius. We've got a genius. Wait, did I? Oh, I forgot to click final score. Alright. No, that's not the name of the show. Okay, GG. I feel like I should know this, but I don't. I don't know this. Okay, maybe I shouldn't know this, actually. That looks like something I'm better off not knowing. Easy clap. Well, there's fish, so maybe there's fish in the name. It's not this one, and I don't think it's banana fish either. Fishing ball. Thoughts? Kind of a banger name. Okay, slow loop. I don't know what that is. GG. It was acceptable. Acceptable performance today. Alright, let's get back to the Nefer stuff. Yup. Okay. Crit value. 60. No this. No this. Yeah. No. Well, it seems I can't. I'm trying. But that's on you. Probably send me some weird bullshit in the link. That's on you for sending something in your message other than just the link. So, GG. Deserved. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, you can add that. 17 is kind of cooked right now, but yeah, you can add that. That's really good. That's amazing. What is this? What the fuck am I looking at? Bro. What the fuck is this, bro? Oh, dude, what the fuck? Alright, man. Okay. Fucking hell, bro. What weapon would Nahida be on here? Black Frog? Fav? Proto Ember? Sure, fuck it. Proto Ember it is. We don't have the Ascension. We don't have this. We do have Triple EM. We have the substats, Resonance, buff. We have 115.2. Oh, did I forget the 115.2 here? I did. GG. Damage percent. I'm just gonna fucking assume it's maxed out. Like, whatever. 80 damage percent. Crit value. 60, 20 times 6.6. 48. This was gone. Yeah. Effective attack. Yup. Oops. Motion value. Hold. Press 167.3. Plus. $175.4 times 9. 350.9 times 9. Alright. Okay, and then Sing Tao. $202 plus 454. 24. 46.6. 20. EM. No EM main stats. Barely any substats. Actually, it's not like it matters. Yeah. Yeah, multiplier, Lunar Bloom. Actually, you know what? We probably go Sapwood instead. That way we can get... like half uptime Sapwood on Nefer. Sure. Damage percent, 46.6. Emblem. 20. None of this. Crit value. Plus 60.2. Crit multiplier. Effective attack 1 and... Yeah. Motion value. 109 times 50. $336 plus 382. Yeah. So we'll change these numbers. Like these numbers are probably staying the same, but we can change these numbers based on a few different possibilities. I'm expecting this team to probably get at around like 105, maybe. So let's try 90, 180, 95, 190, 100, 200. Sure, 100, 200 for now. I think it's pretty reasonable. Maybe, perhaps. And then we can take a look at what happens when we change a couple things. So first, I don't want this. Get affected by the block. I love you, feels crafting 77. Thank you. Okay. So let's take a look at what happens if we don't use Nahida here. So you'll get like 9 less dendro particles, which is a fuck ton, by the way. So we're probably increasing ER requirements. So instead of Nahida, we look at, let's say Diona, because that shouldn't really change the bloom count. Diona's fridge is gonna help. Diona won't really change the bloom count. 0.9 res multiplier. I mean, we could just override the damage for Diona herself. It's gonna be like 1k DPS, whatever. We get 200 EM instead of 250. And we get a lot less particles. So same element, different element. Clear. Your favorite moment, chat. Caught, non-caught. Okay, so first, we're gonna assume that as an on-field carry, she generates about 5 particles per rotation, and she catches all of them. Then you have LAUMA particles, which is what's the particle proc rate again? It's 66% per hit because it's 1 with a 33% chance to be 2 every 2 hits, right? I think. So it's 1.3 per 4 seconds. So in a 24-second rotation, that's 6 times that. That's 8. Let's say we're catching 5, we're not catching 3. From LAUMA. And then we're catching 6, we're not catching 3 from Nahida. And then Singto. With 1 fav on the with 0 favs on the team. Base energy is 65 here. I think we can assume a 70 cost. If they want to push for Nahida. So LAUMA, Nahida, Singto. LAUMA, Singto, Diona. We would lose the 6 and the 3. Instead, we would gain 4 here and 3 here. Your requirements? 38% higher. That's so much more, man. Oh my god. And that's not really an amount you really want to end up getting through main stats. It's substat stuff. 45 ER in substats is rough. How does Nahida generate 3 particles? Every time she generates particles, it's 3. And in a 24-second rotation, she can generate it 3 times. Nahida's a good battery for Dendro, by the way. Like if you've ever played Alhaitham solo Dendro, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Anyways, 40 ER. We probably have to sacrifice a good amount of crit for that. Right? Because that's 8 rolls of ER. Probably need to sacrifice like 5 rolls of crit at least. But yeah, so that would make Nahida 15% better than Diona here. That's C6 Diona. Without the C6, right? 90k, 80k. My god. That's a massive deal. Cooked as hell. Refresh chat, okay. Then we can take a look at official. Hyperbloom Nefer, true. 244 plus 510. Would we go attack or EM Sands? I think they're probably going to be similar. Attack Ascension. Let's go attack Sands for now. 20 from subs. EM, 165 from Stringless. We now have 100 from the Resonance instead of 80. But we lose out on the EM buff. Anyways, this is now 100. This is now 100. This is now 100. We now have plus 220 from resonance plus set bonus. And let's say 80 from substats. Yeah. Yeah. Damage percent, 48 from stringless, 46.6 from set bonus, 46.6 from goblet, 70 from set bonus. And then for the burst, we just don't have the 70. Crit value is going to be exact same as Singtao. Same for the crit multiplier. Crit formula for these is going to be, yeah. Yeah? Okay. Then, we need to add spread damage on Nefer and LAUMA. LAUMA applies Dendro every hit. Will it be quick in every hit? Probably not, but it'll be okay uptime. So probably like 2/3 of the hits. We have a total of 14 hits. Let's say 9 of them. Are quicken. Or spreads, I mean. Spread damage, base is 1810 times EM multiplier spread times crit multiplier 2. And then for Fischl, it's 1664 instead. Yup. Yup. Does this make sense? Yeah, it does. Okay. Amount of spreads triggered by Nefer would probably be like 6. Maybe more. Maybe 7. Sure. Maybe we just do 7 on no. Yeah. Okay. This is reasonable, I think. And then amount of aggravates triggered by Fischl. Ooh, that's a difficult one. Maybe 10. Maybe more. Dude, it's so hard to try to guess. Maybe 12. It might be more, though. It probably is more. Let's do 15. Then motion value Fischl on the skill is 231 plus 178 times 24 plus C6 times 24 plus A4 80 times 8, maybe? Sure. Plus 200 from the constellation. Burst. 416 plus 222. Yeah. Okay. That, I believe, makes sense. I think. Probably. Kinda. No, it doesn't. Something's wrong. Because LX Fischl will be better energy. So So instead of the +4 and the 3, it is going to be it's 60% per hit, 24 hits. So 60% of 24, 14 particles total. Let's say 9 caught, 5 non-caught. The requirements only go up by 20 now instead of by 40. Probably only lose like 2 rolls of crit for that. Bring this to 18. There we go. So official wouldn't be too far behind Nahida with these assumptions. That's good. That's good stuff. You'll love to see it. But I don't know if the bloom count will stay the same. We'll need to do some testing on it. We're also, for now, assuming that Nefer's burst is important. It might not be. Who the fuck knows? You're just assuming numbers. Yeah, but some of these assumptions are reasonable, right? A lot of these assumptions are... they're incredibly likely to turn out accurate, right? There is no way in hell that Nefer gets stacks when you trigger Bloom, but her damage doesn't scale with the amount of stacks she has. Like, it definitely will. The assumption we're making is that the scaling is linear. That's an assumption we're not sure about yet. Is it very possible that it's not linear? But I think it's a reasonable assumption to make it linear. And outside of that, pretty much all we're doing is we're working off the information we have, assuming that the damage scaling with stack count is linear, and deciding on the numbers of the damage scaling in order to make the team overall DPS at 105k in premium. But even if these numbers are different, official Diona, and this is going to be the DPS of the official team divided by the DPS of the Nahida team. It's going to be the DPS of the Diona team divided by the DPS of the Nahida team, right? Even if we change this to like 80, 200, or 100, 250, or I don't know, you only get 9 hands. The large majority of our assumptions is in these numbers, and pretty much no matter what numbers are here, these numbers stay fairly similar. So sure, the overall team DPS is like heavily filled with assumptions, but the ways in which different characters will compare to one another in the last slot on the team, once you have LAUMA and Hydro, will probably be pretty similar to what we're getting from our assumptions. Because even if it's half the damage, right, it's still plus or minus 5% here. And this one is literally 0.02 difference. Right? But like, if Nefer's dog shit, then obviously a character like Fischl that has more personal damage will end up being a little bit better than Nahida, who's mainly focused on the big EM buff. But if Nefer's really good, if this is 150 instead, then Nahida will go up a little compared to Fischl, right? I'll be right back. I'm back, chat. Another nice thing about this is we can also have percentage of hyperbloom, right? And we can take this number and divide it by 115k, which is where, more or less, hyperbloom ends up at. I think it's pretty reasonable to expect that the single target performance of this team will be a little behind hyperbloom, because in AoE, you get more blooms, and Nefer's damage would scale with the amount of blooms. So if you get 10 more bloom, 38 instead of 28, you're now ahead of hyperbloom. Now your Hydro App isn't fully AoE, so you won't get double the 28. But if you're using a character that has fully AoE Hydro App, maybe instead of Nahida you go second Hydro and you go not too fast, but properly AoE Hydro App applicators, your bloom count could end up at like 45. Alright, and then your team would be at 130k DPS in AoE. Compared to the 105k in single target. Right? Anyways. You think there can be an upper limit to stacks, making super high bloom generation redundant? I don't think they're going to make an upper limit. I think if they want to make bloom generation redundant, they'll just increase this number. Or decrease this number. They could also make it so that the amount of hits on Nefer's special charge attack scales directly with the amount of blooms you've triggered. So it's 9 by default and it's +1 per bloom, right? With like 80, 160, around 108, sure, right? And that makes it so that losing ten blooms, massive DPS loss, right? 20k. But they could also make it so that your amount of hits does not scale with the amount of blooms, right? And the motion value per stack isn't that high, but instead the motion value per do becomes much higher, right? And then you're still at the 105k range-ish. But now losing 10 blooms is a 10k DPS loss instead of a 20k DPS loss, right? There's a few ways they could balance it. For now, we'll leave it at this. Let's look at another one. This time, we'll look at a character that doesn't help your app. Right, so Electro and Cryo both help your total bloom count. What happens if we look at a character that doesn't help your total bloom count? Like Zhongli, for example. So fucking Zhongli particle generation is the most sus thing in the game, by the way. I'll just assume 145 ER as well. We can look at Sucrose as well, yeah. But yeah, with this one, things get a little more sus for a total bloom count, and you'll probably be closer to 20. Um, and resistance multiplier, 3. Yeah. Okay. So Nahida, Fischl, Diona, Zhongli, Sucrose. Yep. Is that something that makes sense? I forgot to remove the fucking damage from Fischl. GG. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Percentage of premium. Yeah. Makes sense. Next, we can take a look at Sucrose. Which is going to be lose the shred. Instead, we get a big EM buff. Sucrose would be on... I don't know. What the fuck would Sucrose be on? I think it's just sack frag. Not that you're really happy with it. So official damage with Diona damage? I don't believe I did. Did I? You're right, I did. Thank you. Okay, so with Sucrose, you probably just build fucking full EM Sucrose, right? Personal damage is gonna be ass, but in exchange, we get 221, 187 times 3, Resonance, 4-piece sub bonus from the other characters, 140 from substats, 230 from Gilded. Kind of crazy. So... because usually you wouldn't have this, you wouldn't have this, you wouldn't have this. Yeah. So we share 325 EM plus 325. but we also give it to LAUMA, which is actually relevant. And our ER requirements, LX sucrose. This is gonna be sus as hell, but whatever. 4, 5 plus 8, 0, 0. Around the same, sure. Let's keep it there. No gauge. Sucrose. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense, makes sense. How about Inefa 4th slot? Inefa's application is really slow compared to official, but we can still look at it. The biggest one of the problems is that because she's not cry, we don't get the DEI resonance anymore. Like, we don't get as much on it, but we can still take a look at it. So let's remove the sucrose EM buff. Okay. Inefa particle generation is not too awful, right? It's same speed as LAUMA, right? So it's 1 per 3 seconds. So 8 total on a 24-second rotation. LX Inefa. But unlike here, where the 8 are not caught, it's plus 3 and 5. A bit lower, but not enough to really matter. Probably gonna be like 24 blooms here. Effa. Base attack 330. What weapon would we go? Butane. Attack percent 46.6 times 2. 20% from subs. EM. Resonance. Actually, no, we don't trigger Hyper Bloom. So we don't get 100 from the resonance. It's still 80. Because we don't actually trigger Hyper Bloom. So we don't get the plus 20 from triggering Hyper Bloom. That's hilarious. Even if you have Electro. Okay. Okay. Do you want to see Nefer scale from the damage of the generated bloom cores? No, I don't think so. Because then that removes the way in which she's different. Anyways. Inefa EM. So, 110 from Ketane. 80 from Resonance. 120 from the 4-piece set bonus. What else? We'd probably go Gilded, so that's another 230. What else? Substats? Sure. 80. What else? 6% of her EM of her total attack. Alright, bet. We also get that 6% of total attack on Nefer. Bet. And that should be it. EM multiplier for Lunar Bloom. Okay, so this isn't 36 anymore. It's gonna be like 15-ish. From Sing So's HP. Yeah? Damage percent? 12-0. Crit value? 98.4. Yeah. Crit multiplier 1 and 2. Yeah. Effective attack 1 and 2. Both of them at this. Okay. This 1664. This one is instead of EM, we look at attack. Go. Alright, motion value skill. Inefa. Skill. 146.9 plus 163.2 times 12. Motion value burst, 1150.6. Motion value lunar charge, 65 times 3 times 12. Motion or amount of spreads, or of not spreads, amount of aggravates is actually going to be like nothing. Like actually 0, right? And also, this is times 1.14. Thank you. What's the damage of 1 proc of lunar charge? 2604 times multiplier times crit multiplier. Yeah. Okay. We get all of these. Amount of lunar charges is not 12. It's gonna be like 7 maybe. It's actually 0 aggravates. Also, this is probably a bit high. It's probably more like 9 for this one. Okay. Then amount of lunar charges on Sainto, 3.5. Yeah, I've changed it. I changed it to 1.14. Don't you worry about that, chat. Anyways, resistance multiplier is 0.9. Okay, so this is... Yep. This doesn't look at defense. Yep. This doesn't look at defense. Yep. This does, but it doesn't matter. And this one, this. Okay. Oh. What the fuck? Huh. You give Nefer EM for me, Nefa? Yeah, I did. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Trigger spread with Electro. Dendro resonance is complete. You are right. You do trigger spread. Fine, I'll just add it manually. Plus 20, plus 20, plus 20, plus 20. And I'll add it on official back as well. Plus 20, plus 20, plus 20, plus 20. You're right. You're right. I'm an idiot. Okay. So Inefa is better. Than Nahida. Huh. Maybe my lunar charge amount is too optimistic. Yeah, let's say 5 for now. That should be fine though. But it's like, it's about as good as Nahida. I'm not sure. No, Mini Brooklyn, I removed it. It's at 15 instead of 36 for the DI resonance right now. Although, maybe we should be thorough. I think so. 10, 22. 10, 222. Times 120% plus 5k. This divided by 1,000 times 0.6%. Is that what it was? So it's 10%, not 15. Change that, sure. Oh, that's enough to make it basically the same. Yeah. Okay, we can also take a look at no Nahida, or sorry, no LAUMA with Nahida instead. Okay, we remove a few things. We add a few things. So we add the EM buff, 250. We remove the crit value. We remove the crit value. We remove the 14% from this. We remove the shred. We remove these things. Okay. We've already added that. The requirements should basically be the same. No LAUMA. GG. Actually, just reward the hydro shred from LAUMA. So we're at 15 shred plus 25, 40. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, it's a little cooked for this, huh? I'll do Nahida C2. Or instead of LAUMA, Nahida C2. 40 CV. Mm, 30% Def Shred is brings this to 360. Also, we'll probably have 7 of these, right? Okay. Okay. God, that's so fucking pathetic. God, that's so bad, man. This amuses me. True. Yai. If you're a Yai fan, you probably don't want me to compare Yai here. It's, yeah. Anyways, we should be able to condense our second resin. We've been able to for a while now, but...
Weeding, fertilizing the soil.
and that is our resin spent for the day. There we go.
Add
Pick these things up.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I still haven't watched the fucking LAUMA teaser. Should we watch that now? I'm not sure what I think about this. It's like... Yeah. Like, this is suggesting that LAUMA's faith is dictated more by her sense of responsibility than it is by her belief. Which is hinting at her story involving a certain amount of discussion on theism. I'm not really... This kind of felt like it left to be desired, but maybe that's what a teaser should be. This is making me want to do the story. Like, I did not enjoy watching it, but I think it's good that I didn't, you know? Does that make sense? No? Okay, GG. I will say, okay, points to LAUMA, alright? She's a Columbina doubter. You love to see it. Columbina haters unite. My goat. Fucking based. Which goddess does she follow? I thought it's Columbina. She follows the moon goddess, but her faith seems shaken. It's the age-old, like, God is... Why does God let so much suffering exist in the world if he's all powerful and omniscient and omnipotent? But yeah, I think this was a good teaser, but I didn't enjoy watching it. It was boring but good, you know. It was a bit different in this context since the world of Genshin has physical proof of the existence of other gods. Yeah. It's like a lack of faith characterized by a rejection of the divine rather than a lack of belief in it. But it's an interesting concept, I think. And I mean, it seems like a good gateway to Snezhnaya, because the Fatui are the pinnacle of rejection of the divine. Right? Like, their whole fucking thing is that they want to fuck up they want to fuck up Celestia, you know? Eat the gods, exactly. Exactly. So this seems like an introduction to the concept in a more grounded way than we've seen so far. Right? Like, all the Celestia stuff so far has been very, very conceptual and not really grounded in any events that have actually happened. So it feels very far removed from the plot so far. Like, you know it's important, but it just doesn't feel like it matters. And this is hinting at LAUMA's story, exploring that theme more tangibly than what we've had so far. Fontaine should matter. Yeah, the whole fucking... Like, Fontaine's pretty much the only part so far where Celestia has had an actual impact on the plot directly. But, like... It's not like Celestia actually did anything, right? The threat of Celestia's power / retaliation / whatever was the motivation for the characters to do things, but Celestia didn't do shit, right? So it still doesn't really feel real. Have you seen this rage bait? I haven't. Can't wait. Oh boy. Real Genshin fans know that Skirgus Gafi is just the 15th in the line of support DBS bearings that Hoyo implied are canon. The folks should not be upset about upcoming synergy like Inefa Flynn's. Oh boy. This is just so funny, by the way. This is, like, actually Omega Rage Bait. What the fuck? Maoika and main character. Traveler, yep. Ellen Mika, yep. Linny Dea, Utao Toma, yup. Yup. I like the size difference between Dea and Linny. True. Why is he so small? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just clickbait. Like, if they were being genuine about this, I would talk about why Escoffier and Skirk is not the same as this, but this is clearly just rage bait. So, I don't think there's a point. Maturing is using Favonius and an ER send instead of Sig and attack / HP. Oh boy. Yup. I'm not even joking right now. My Maoika has been on 5 in this team for a while, and it will stay on 5. Bush Digital Onslaught early access videos. We'll do that tomorrow. I think that's gonna be it for today. We're gonna post the Nefer Yap video. What should we call it? OMG, I'm not blooming anymore. That's a good one. OMG, I'm not blooming anymore. That's a good one. That's a very good one. As usual, if you can find the video through YouTube, it helps more with the algorithm. If you're too lazy, I'll post a link in chat.